Life on the boat is good, but if we want to keep having life on the boat, we gotta make money. For Devin, that means working on science and earning her grant money. For me, that means working as a captain, which means I gotta say goodbye to Devin for a few weeks. This summer, that job is taking me to Croatia, one of the locations where I operate my business, Low Tide Sailing. Specifically, we'll be sailing out of Split on the world-famous Dalmatian coast, the #1 destination in the world for sailing and yachting. The first week of the season, I had the privilege of teaching my first official Low Tide Sailing Captain's Academy with 3 amazingly talented boat ladies, Julia, Kelly, and Lily. Mitchell, my buddy from Hawaii and fellow captain instructor, also happened to be in Croatia and got to help out during the trip.
Here we have a couple features. We have crystal blue water behind the boat. Then if you look in front of the boat, this is my favorite thing. We have trees, a full forest, and some friendly neighbors that are from Serbia.
The Captain's Academy deals with a lot of topics, including everything required to gain your own ICC captain's license through the curriculum of the company IYT. This includes docking in all sorts of different conditions, anchoring with lines ashore, call that Croatia style, and of course, the fundamentals of sailing and moving around under the power of engine. But it's not all hard work. You also have to learn the fun stuff that some guests might want to do.
Today, we're doing halyard swings.
Okay, here we go. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, gonna get yeeted, slingshotted that way.
Okay, it's day 5 of the 2025 Low Tide Sailing Captain's Academy, Croatia. We are at one of my favorite docks in all of Europe. This is Premosten on the Dalmatian coast. So just as we're pulling into this beautiful bay, 2 super yachts and a catamaran leave, which leaves us with this huge open dock. You see we have a super yacht worth of space on either side of us. Perfect for practicing. And not only is it a dock, it's like this beautiful town quay. We also happened to meet up with my idol when it comes to sailing instructors, an amazing human being named Olan, who was running his captain school in the same area. We spent a couple nights practicing our raft up skills, and of course, no week of sailing would be complete without a shit show. Our anchor is wrapped in itself, and it's... Okay, neutrale! Oh my god. Wow.
Strong woman, make it longer, Dan.
Throwing like bull.
Oh, I got it. Here, I'll do it.
It's been 6 days of non-stop learning and training. We've hit the books, we've learned the theories, we've practiced the sails, and now challenge is using everything that they've learned this week. Can the students raise the anchor, get the vessel to the harbor, and dock and fix and put it all perfect, and I'm not allowed to say a word.
All I ask is you just never stop doing arm stuff. I love arm stuff.
What's this guy doing right here? He's turning, he's reversing right here. Got it. Yeah, exactly. Do a good throw to the marinero though. Make sure he doesn't like quit. No problem. You're the best.
Parking. You see him?
Very awkward park job. All of these.
Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry. Thank you.
Dignuti je već, ne brini. Ajde da budi tamo, ajde. Dignuti je već, evo, tu je.
It's week 2 in Croatia. We have some new guests on board. Week 1, we did the Sailing Academy, and wow, what an experience for me. I have been a charter captain for 5 years. Anytime you are sailing, most of the time, you're teaching. And then of course on top of that, I've done some private lessons and deliveries and things like that.
But this was my first ultra structured sailing course. I've always loved to teach, but this was head and shoulders above any experience I could have expected. The students were enthusiastic and prepared. They were absorbing information like a sponge. The docking practice was making amazing progress. The really important concepts felt deeply understood. And yeah, on top of that, I'm just getting to share what I love and do what I love, which is yapping.
This week was also really chill. We only had 3 real guests. We had Mel here, who's been a guest on a trip with me before. We had Mo here, who's also sailed with me in Greece before, and her cousin Allie, who's just an amazing person to have on the boat. Not to mention my best friend and business partner, Dempsey, who was here learning the ropes as my first mate, as well as just coming along to understand the business more so he could help me sell it and bring it to a wider audience. Compared to the Captain's Academy, this is pretty straightforward. Basically, what you do is you find as many perfect, clear water, secluded coves as possible, maybe have some calm sailing adventures, and mix in a little bit of boisterous sailing, teaching the guests how to drive the dinghy, tack the boat, and maybe get them into some good wind, get them into some good food, and just try to have everyone get along great and have a memorable weekend out on the water. It's a pretty awesome job, honestly. The week went by fast, we had an amazing time, and the next stop on the trip was Greece. I'm here in Preveza Marina in the Ionian Islands in Greece, and I just wanted to take you through sort of a week of what it's like to run one of these charters. Devin's here as my fabulous first mate, and the guests are just getting ready to get on board now. We've just finished the technical walkthrough, and everything seems to be great. We're on this beautiful 2025 Bali 4.2 Condomaran, and I'll give you a quick walkthrough and talk about a couple of its features. So they sprung for a bunch of really great options on this yacht, including this electric passerelle. And then up here in the front, you know, a lot of catamarans have nets, and instead on many of the Balis, they have this huge lounging area, which is great, except they chose a dark colored cushion. Up here on the flybridge, got all the control lines. Obviously, these boats are meant to be driven by one person. You have your jib and main running here to this manual winch, so we can get a little exercise. And then all the reefing lines are going to this electric winch. Normal suite of electronics, autopilot, chart plotter, Nani engines, and the dual throttle, cable steering. This area is really great. Everyone loves sitting under the big bimini on this beautiful daybed, watching the islands go by. So this is an extremely spec'd up Bali. A lot of these Balis can have this ugly laminate, but they went with a real wood finish, even though it's probably just like plywood. It's even on the fridge. And then one amazing thing about the Bali is, so it's got this huge garage door that comes down and separates the inside from the outside if you want to pump the air conditioning, or you can have it open, and I call this the cockaloon because it's the cockpit and the saloon combined into one. And then what's really great is it has this door that goes right through to the bow, so you don't need to walk along the weather decks to get to the bow. So one of the coolest things about sailing in Greece is the Mediterranean Greek style of tying to the rocks. So any good company will give you this huge polypropylene line, and this is extra cool. It's even got chafe guard on it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set these up on the 2 stern cleats of the boat, drop our anchor in the middle of the bay, reverse up to the rocks, and this is a very steep shoaling bay. So our bow will be in 30 feet of water, 10 meters, and our stern will be in 1 meter of water, or 1.5 meters. And yeah, pretty sick. So I'll set these up. Besides being amazing at swimming, rowing, and paddling lines ashore, Devin also helps stand watch, raise and trim the sails, and prepares some amazing meals whenever the group wants to eat on board. For the last 2 seasons, she was able to join for several weeks. But this year, as she's in the final push of her PhD, she was only able to come for 2 weeks. And this area of Greece is actually one of my favorites to sail. It has the most beautiful crystal clear blue water. So we were basically just chasing that every day.
going to this little town. It's gonna be very exciting, very fun. The dinghy's very hot, and I realized I needed a snack, so tomatoes. We're gonna go get stuff for dinner, because tonight we cooking on the boat, probably.
After an amazing season, it was time to wrap things up in Europe, head home to New York for a bit, tend to our flowers on the boat, and then I continued on to Raiatea in French Polynesia. This is the perfect jumping off point to explore the Leeward Society Islands, and maybe my favorite place in the world to sail. We're here in French Polynesia on another beautiful Bali 4.2 on a beautiful Sunday morning. The guests are about to get here. Week one was really special. It was a bunch of people from Hawaii that I've sort of been in and out of circles with, and part of our trip while we were in Bora Bora was a proposal. You can see they set up the bow really cute. They had some music playing, a drone in the air. They caught the moment beautifully, and it was really special to be a part of someone's celebration of love. I really enjoy cooking for guests, but I'd be remiss if I made it seem like everything was all smooth sailing and perfect. As much as I love this job, the truth is there is the unseen side of being a captain, which is fixing toilets, fixing engines, dealing with greasy stuff. For example, on this trip, the boat we got, the generator was giving us oil pressure code problems, and I went over and took out the oil drain hose, and I found this much oil was overfilled, and that eventually solved our problem.
Anyway, so I just dropped the guests off. They're headed out to do a little whale tour. Due to some logistical issues and I needed a new spare part for the generator, I'm gonna take the boat around the lagoon in Bora Bora, definitely watching out for coral bombings, but I would be remiss if I didn't bring you along for a little view of the beautiful Mount Otemanu. And yeah, I won't be complaining about the office today. I have about a 10-mile, roughly 2.5 hour cruise around the lagoon, including some depths as shallow as 9 feet. So can't really take a moment of like not paying close attention during this cruise, but that's totally fine. When you have views like this, we'll be passing by the Four Seasons, the Intercontinental, a few different really of those cool underwater bungalow hotels, and yeah, I love Bora Bora.
After a really fun 6 days of sailing, it was time to welcome the next group of guests. We had a similar catamaran. This one was a bit bigger and a bit older, but it performed great. This group was pretty unique. All the people on board had lots of water experience, and some of them were actually underwater shark tour guides and photographers. So I'm gonna let you feast your eyes on some of the footage and pictures we got. If watching this video has filled you with any kind of feelings of aspirations to do something like this for yourself, then stick around for my little pitch here. And if nothing else, just enjoy this sweet Tahitian drone footage. 5 years ago, when I got my captain's license in Hawaii, I was a small fish in a tiny pond, and I had no idea of the amazing world of bareboat charters that existed in places like Croatia, Greece, Polynesia, Mexico, Italy, and all the other amazing countries my career has taken me since then. I wanted to sail in all these different places, so I went and got the sailing credentials I needed to do so. If you want to go on your own amazing week-long sailing adventures and be your own captain, I can help you achieve that goal. If you want to come on one of these types of adventures as a guest on either my boat or one of these boats like you see here, join us for a classic low-tide sailing adventure this coming season. If you have any aspirations to do what I've done and create a business of filling yachts with fun people and taking them on sailing all over the world, I can help you navigate those waters as well. If any of this sounds interesting to you, or if you just want to get on the phone and ask any questions about sailing, I live to share what I've learned and help others. So I'm going to leave a link to get in contact with me in the description, where we can chat about any of these possibilities or anything else totally free of charge. Well, that's pretty much the end of my summer-fall sailing charter season. If you made it this far in the video, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one when I get back to Acadia and we sail down to the Chesapeake Bay for our refit.